Hello everybody, welcome to first lesson of Algebra 1 Flipped Classroom. Today we're going to learn how to evaluate expressions. If you would like to use the same notes that I have, you may click the link above the video to access the PDF copy of the lesson, or you may want to use your notebook to take notes. So as you see that on the left side of the screen we have some key vocabularies. Along the lesson we're going to learn what their meanings. So we have to familiar with those words. The first one is a variable is a letter used to represent one or more numbers. The numbers are the values of the variable. An algebraic expression or variable expression consists of numbers, variables, and operations. So we have some examples in here, some examples for algebraic expressions. So 5 times n, 14 divided by y, and 6 plus c, 8 minus x. To evaluate an algebraic expression, substitute a number for the variable, perform the operations, and simplify the results if necessary. Then the resulting number is the value of the expression. Here's the first example. In the first example, we have 4 different examples. They all have n as a variable, and the variable n is given at the beginning of the question. Then we have to use that variable to substitute in each example. So let's do the first one. So we need to multiply 13 by 3, and the answer is equal to 39. So in the second part, we have to divide 9 by the value of n. So 9 divided by 3 equals 3. And 3 minus 1 equals 2. So 3 plus 8 equals 11. So this is really simple. Basically, we plug in the value of the variable which is given in the question in each expression, then we have to evaluate them. Let's move on to the second page. In the second page, we have another example, which is a word problem. The total cost of seeing a movie at a theater can be represented by the expression A plus R, where A is the cost in dollars of admission and R is the cost in dollars of refreshments. Suppose you pay $7.50 for admission and $7.25 for refreshment. Find the total cost. The total cost is represented by A plus R. And we have two values are given. So $7.50 is for admission. So A represents the admission, so we have to substitute $7.50 for A, plus $7.25 represents the refreshments, which is R, so we have to substitute $7.25 for R, so we have to find the sum of $7.50 and $7.25, which is $7.75. So let's move on to the next part. Next part is about exponents. So we have 3 keywords in here. A power is an expression that represents repeated multiplication of the same factor. For example, 81 is a power of 3 because 81 equals 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. A power can be written in a form using 2 numbers, a base and an exponent. The exponent represents the number of times the base is used as a factor. So 81 can be written as 3 to the 4th power. So as you see that we have the example of an exponential number. On the example 3, question is asking us write the exponential numbers in 2 different forms. One of them is words, other one is product. So let's do the first one. The first one is 7. So what's the power of 7 in here? 1. 7 to the 1st power. First power. Then since we multiply 7 by itself one time, we multiply only 1 7, then answer is just 7. Then second one is 5 to 2, 5 to the to the second power. Basically, we multiply 2 by itself. Or we can say 5 square instead of 5 to the second power. The third one is we have 1 over 2, then we have to write 1/2 to the third power. To the third means we have to multiply 1 over 2 3 times by itself. And also, instead of the third power, we can use cube. The last one is the z to the fifth power. It means we have to multiply 5 z's. Okay. Now let's move on to the next page. In the next page, we have 2 examples about exponential expressions. So on the part A, we have z to the 4th power. Means we have to multiply the value of z 4 times. And the question, z equals 2. Then we have 2 to the 4th power. Then we have to multiply 2, 2, 2, and 2. Then answer is equal to 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16. In the next example, we have n cubed, which means we have to multiply the value of n 3 times. So 1.5 to the 3rd power, or cube. So 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5. Then we should use calculator for this, or you can just use paper and pencil, but I'm just writing the answer in here. 3.375 is the product of 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5. Now we have one more thing left to finish the lesson, area and value. So why do we use cube and square? Basically, the formula of square is always the second power of the side of the square. That's why we can say that this is s squared. Or the value of the cube is always cube power. The third power is the side. That's why we call that s cubed or s to the 3rd power. So when we look at the example, and the example is asking us a word problem. So let's try to solve this word problem. Each edge of the medium-sized pop-up storage cube shown is 14 inches. The storage cube is made so that it can be folded flat when not in use. Find the volume of storage cube. Since the cube, so the volume of cube is s cubed. So what's our side of the pop-up storage? 14. So we have to find the cube of 14. So 14 times 14. So we have to use calculator again, or you can multiply with paper and pencil, which is going to take long. Then the answer is 4,744 cubic inches. So we're done. In the next page, we have guided practice, which you need to do on your own, and you have to bring it tomorrow. So what you can do, I also put a separate link, which we have the guided practice. If you are able to print out, you can print out and show all your work on the paper and return them tomorrow. Or you can just look at the screen on that link. You can just open up and look at the screen and write the answers on a piece of paper and return it tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow.